Everyone, good morning, dear students. Dear students, today we are just dealing with the chapter, the poem that is Hope is the Thing with Feathers. That is the chapter today we are just going to deal with. And in this chapter, you need to understand that hope is the thing with the feathers. What do you understand by this hope? Hope. Hope is a thing, or here the poet is just comparing the hope is like a ever singing bird. Ever singing bird which always give us kind of motivation. Okay, it is giving a lot of motivation to our soul. Okay, so even when we are in trouble and tribulations, hope is the thing that is leading us, uh, leading us always. Okay, here the poet is just telling about different qualities of hope. Okay, how the hope is helping the people, and hope how is you know um, motivating the people. All these things only the poet is expressing. Who has written this poem? This poem is written by Emily Dickinson. Okay, so and about Emily Dickinson, you need to understand when you are writing. Okay, the central idea of the poem. Please see that there should be some explanation about this poet also. So okay, so we'll just see about what is Emily Elizabeth. Who is Emily? Sorry, Emily Elizabeth Dickinson. So we can just see she was an American poet and she was a prolific poet, but less than a dozen of her nearly 1,800 poems were published during her lifetime. Okay, so the work that was published was usually changed significantly by the publishers to fit the poetic rules of the time, and Dickinson poems are unique for the era in which she wrote. They have short lines, usually did not have what we can say um, titles. Okay, so that is what we can just see some little bit about Hope. Sorry, Emily Elizabeth Dickinson, and we are just speaking about hope. So as we look to the poem, it will be more clear for you. So this is a chapter. Hope is the thing with feathers. That is our chapter's name. Now we will see the poem. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul. Hmm? Perches means flies and sits down. So whenever something is making us despair, so that time also the hope is giving always a kind of motivation. So it is telling us that you go ahead with a lot of energy and enthusiasm. Go ahead. So sometime with because of a lot of problems, we will be tired. We will be becoming so much tired. That time also, hope is encouraging us. Yes, don't be tired. Go ahead with a lot of enthusiasm. So it is always motivating us. So that is the speciality of this hope. You can see hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune, and it sings the tune. Sorry, sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. The speciality of hope is that it never stops, it goes on. No? You know, we will be sometime we'll be having some problem. Then what will happen? Automatically we'll be tired. No? We will not be knowing what to do in that situation. So that time actually the hope is helping us. No? Hope is helping us how to deal with those situations. Don't be so. It is help and it is motivating us. Don't be afraid. We can do better the next time. Okay, so you will have the next time, okay, better chance. So don't be afraid, go ahead with a lot of enthusiasm and with a lot of motivation. So it is always strengthening us, hope is always strengthening us. That is the speciality of the hope. It never stops, it goes on always. It motivates us. Okay, it motivates us now, and the sings the tune without the, so it is just singing into the souls. It always sings into the souls and tells us, go ahead with more energy, don't stop here. Huh? Your life is not meant for stopping here, but you should go ahead now. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and soul must be the storm that could abash the title bar. See, you see here, perches, you can see flies and sits down. That is what the meaning of perches. And you see gale, a storm at sea. You know, the sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the title bird that kept so many warm. You see, here you can just find out there are gale, a storm at sea. You know that our life is just like a okay sea. Sometime, no, you see that sometime the waves strength increases. Okay, sometime the normal tides are there. Sometime there are a lot of problems and tribulations like that. So here, the sweetest in the gale, the storm at sea. See, that time also, when there are problems and difficulties, that time also this hope is empowering us, telling that everything will be all right. So wait, everything will be all right. Don't worry. We will have a very good time. Okay. So with hope we can move forward. No, without thinking much. The help is coming from the part of hope. That is always empowering us with a lot of good words. See, sometimes certain cases we do not know what to do. There we are just stopping. No, that time hope is telling us your what is that? Your aim is not to stop here. You have to go ahead. As we hear the poem, and it tells that miles to go before you sleep. So that way it is always empowering us, even if we are facing some tribulations and problems. That time also the hope is empowering us. Certain you might have faced a lot of problems sometime, no? So where we feel that we may feel that everything finished, now there is no way to escape, we don't have any way to move forward. There hope tells us, there the bird hope is telling us, still there is something you can expect. It is always giving us a kind of positive vibe. Now that positivity only we are just moving forward. So the speciality of this hope is that it is always giving a positive impact, a positive vibe it gives. So with that we can move forward. We will be our conviction and other things will be more good. So actually it is helping us to go ahead with more enthusiasm. That is what the speciality of hope. Now, and the sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash in the little bird that kept so many warm. And sore must be the storm. You see, life there comes okay, lot of problems, and we are just, sometime we will be just stuck up with, you'll not be knowing what to do those in those conditions. So those time there comes the aid of the hope. That is what very much important here we need to understand. Okay, the sweetest in the gale is heard, and soul must be the storm that could abash the little bird. Abash means what it is, disturb. See, we will be disturbed in those conditions because certain occasions we don't know. Sometimes we feel that life is very difficult to live. So sometimes certain negative, like what is saying, we can say negativity or a negative attitude also uh, comes in our mind, so that can destroy us. Those time it is very much needed to have this hope in our life. We should not leave the hope. Every time we need to have the spark of hope in our life, so that we can face any challenges with positivity. With the positive comments, we can face those occasions. So we will have a lot of examples like that. No, it is giving a positive impact and a positivity to our life. That is what the speciality of this, what we can say, the hope. So it is having, it is the, we can say, the heading which is given for this poem is absolutely fitting, because hope is the thing, it is given here, hope is the thing with feathers. What does it mean? What does it mean actually? From this also, from this heading, very heading itself, we can understand. Hope is the thing with the feathers. Hope means, hope help us to fly. Means there are lot of problems. So that time also hope is helping us to fly away with the determinations and with a lot of energy. So that is what the speciality of hope. Okay, hope is always encouraging us and motivating us to go ahead with a lot of energy. See, there are a lot of problems. Okay, and those time, if we are having the hope that everything will be all right, so the hope is flying over the problems. The hope is just flying over the problems. That is what it is given the heading. Hope is the thing with feathers. Okay, it is having the ability. Hope is having the ability to go beyond the problems. It can overcome the problem. That is what we need to understand about the hope. No, hope is always helping us to overcome the problems. Where the hope ends, there everything ends. So where everything ends, we can say, if we are having the hope that you can success in your life, it is possible. It is possible only. Okay, if we have got the hope that everything will be all right, it is possible. So let us see the rest of the paragraphs also. That good, and and sweetest in the gale is heard, and the sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird. Abash the little bird means a disturb or upset, no? So in those situations, although disturbing situation also, hope is empowering. Okay, empowering. That could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I have heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me. I have heard I have heard it in the chillest land. Okay, that means you see, and on the strangest sea. See, everything is in an extreme situation. Problems are also there in extreme situation. That time also, hope never ends. Okay, that is what the understanding of the poet is. Hope never ever ends. That is what he is telling. I have heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, wherever we are. Chillest means without any problem. Sometimes I am there without any problems. Sorry, without any problems. Very cool, very happy life I am leading. So that time also, hope is just empowering me, giving motivational words and motivating me. The other way, you can say, uh, when I am in a difficult situation. The other way it is that when I am in a difficult situation, that with a lot of problems and difficulty, that time also the hope is empowering me. Whether I am in a difficult situation or whether I am in a happy mood, always hope is there. Hope never ever ends. So that is what we need to understand. Okay, whether I am in a difficult situation or whether I am in a happiness, happy mood, doesn't matter. Hope always exists. Hope always exists, and it always motivates us. It is a speciality of huh, the hope. Motivating capacity is there. Even when we are in the situations, that means that in the under this circumstances like tribulations and problems like that, at all that time also it is empowering us. I have heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me. Extremity means difficult time. Okay, so that time also, when I was in a difficult situation also, it was there with me. It never left me. See, we need to, from this poem, the poet is just telling to us, we need to keep up the hope till the end. Hope is the thing that is motivating us always. It is just like here the poet is exactly just comparing hope to a bird which is having the feather. No? The bird is having the feather. It can fly. It can go beyond the problems. If there are some hindrance without, see, certain cases we had seen that sometimes the wings are pressed. Okay, the other poem we had seen that the wings are pressed in the sense it can't move, it is unable to move. So here the wings are not pressed. Since the wings are not pressed, it can move. Okay, so that is the motivating capacity, the motivating element in the hope. Okay, so it is going beyond all the problems. It can give us a kind of a motivating effect. Okay, so once again we just read this poem, and you can also just go through this. We have got understanding the poem, answer these questions. So you will be just going through these answers. Okay, you will be just finding out the answers. Okay, so of course I will be giving the answers, don't worry, but please just go through these answers and try to do this by yourself. Okay, understanding the poem. So please see that all the answers you are just studying. Okay, poem and everything. Okay, the word meaning is very important. You need to study those words meaning of every chapter. So please just go through this. So understand that hope is the thing with the feathers. Okay, Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. It never ever ends. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird and kept so many warm. I have heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of mine. Okay, so we stop here. We will be seeing the answers. You try to do by yourself those answers. Okay.